Good evening, everybody. This is RJL 518, welcoming you to New York Mets baseball, the 1986 Mets replay, here on Action PC Sports. Today is April 26, 1986, and a day game here at Busch Stadium as the New York Mets will finish off their series against the St. Louis Cardinals. The series is tied at 1 between these two. Taking the mound for the Mets will be Sid Fernandez. He's made 2 starts in the year and is 2-0 with an ERA of 1.29. This is his first start against the Birds. He'll be opposed by Danny Cox for the Cardinals. He's been making his first start of the year. 67 degrees, the wind speed is 4 miles per hour in from left field. A gorgeous afternoon for baseball. I welcome you here to Busch Stadium, and yes, hopefully we have a pretty good game here. The Mets and Cardinals are tied in this series at 1, so whoever wins is the rubber game of the 3-game set, and we'll see what happens today. Taking a look at the starting lineup for the New York Mets. It'll be Dykstra batting first, Backman will bat second, Hernandez bats third, Strawberry will bat fourth, Carter will be batting fifth, Danny Heap gets the call in left field, batting sixth, Ray Knight at seventh, we will see Howard Johnson batting eighth, and Sid Fernandez will bat ninth. Taking a look defensively for the Cardinals, we have Jack Clark at first base, Tom Herr at second, Ozzie Smith the shortstop, Terry Pendleton at third, the ever-speedy Vince Coleman in left, Willie McGee is in center, Tito Landrum gets a start in right field today, Mike Heath gets the start at catcher, and on the mound for the St. Louis Cardinals will be Danny Cox. Danny Cox in 1986 actually had a pretty good season. A 2.9 ERA, very, very good. 12 wins, 13 losses. He had 108 strikeouts. With a 2.9 ERA, it just tells me the Cardinals didn't give him much run support during that year. So let's get things started here at Busch Stadium at the top of the first in this rubber game. It'll be Dykstra leading off for the Mets. Dykstra off to an average start. He's batting .250. He has 3 doubles and a home run already to his credit. Danny Cox will get the sign, and this ball game is underway. Dykstra lifts one to Landrum. It's high, deep, and it is off the wall. Dykstra's going to start himself with a stand-up double. So the Mets, that's a good way to start. A man on second for the Mets. And now we'll see Wally Backman. Backman is 5 for 20 for the replay so far. He has 2 runs batted in. And we'll see what he can do for the Mets. Cox is on the mound. Dykstra at second base. And here's the pitch to Backman. Backman grounds one through right to Clark. Clark's going to make the play. He'll take it himself. That's the out. But Dykstra does move over to third. So the Mets have a man in scoring position there at third base. And now we'll see Keith Hernandez. Hernandez off to a good start. .362 average. He has 3 doubles, a triple, and a home run. We see Philadelphia leading Pittsburgh 4-3 in the 9th inning in some National League action play. Keith Hernandez a chance to get the Mets on the board first. Cox wheels and deals. Here's the pitch. Hernandez hits a fly ball to Landrum. He's got it. That should be deep enough. Dykstra will score. And if anything, you're the Mets, it's good to start the game off there. And that game, by the way, between Philly and Pitt just went final, 4-3. So Dykstra does score. The Mets jump out to a 1-0 lead. And now we'll see Darryl Strawberry. Strawberry off to a strong start. .333 average. He's got 2 home runs on the season so far. Cox looks at Heath. And here's the pitch to Strawberry. Strawberry hits one right to Landrum. He catches it, and that ends the inning. But a run comes in early. It's New York Mets 1, Cardinals coming up. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for St. Louis. Vince Coleman gets the start. Will bat first. Willie McGee will bat second. Herr will third. Clark will be batting fourth. Landrum will be batting fifth. Mike Heath, the catcher, will bat sixth. Pendleton will bat seventh. Smith will bat 8th, the Wizard of Oz, and Cox will bat 9th. Let's take a look defensively for the Mets. Keith Hernandez at first base. Wally Backman at second. Howard Johnson gets the call at shortstop, giving Santana the day off. Ray Knight at third base. Danny Heap in left. Lenny Dykstra in center. And Strawberry will be in right. We have the kid behind the plate. And, of course, the pitcher is Sid Fernandez. El Cid off to a very good start. 1.29 ERA. He has 2 wins, no losses. We'll see if the Mets can use him to try to win this rubber game against the Cards. It'll be Vince Coleman leading off for St. Louis. He's batting .235 so far for the replay. And here's the pitch. Coleman grounds one right to Heap. It's drilled between third and short. It's a base hit. And that's not what you didn't want. You did not want Coleman on base, as he's very hard to throw out. Heap fired it back in, and now the batter is McGee. Willie McGee off to a great start, batting .360. He has 3 doubles, a triple, and a homer, 6 runs batted in. Coleman definitely very hard to stop. And of course, I'm going to try a pitch out to see if we can get him out. Here's the pitch. There goes Coleman. Carter throws. Backman swipes the tag and gets him. Vince Coleman thrown out at second. Great throw by Carter. So that clears the bases. And now with nobody on, McGee's still the batter. Here's the pitch. McGee lifts one to Heap. Barely had to move. Catches it to retire McGee. 2 men down. And now we'll see Tommy Herr. Herr a little struggle. He's only batting .180 so far for the replay. Does have a double to his credit. El Cid gets the sign. Here's the pitch. Herr hits one to right field. Strawberry didn't even have to move. He just waited for a lazy fly ball and then gets him. No runs, 1 hits, no errors. 1-0 Mets. We go to the top of the second. Cleveland leading the Yankees 2-1 in the 5th inning in American League action. Gary Carter will lead it off for the Mets. Carter batting .268, got off to a slow start, but he's been hitting pretty well lately. He does have 3 home runs so far on the replay. Carter comes into the box. Danny Cox on the mound. Here's the pitch to the kid. Carter hits a fly ball deep to center, and McGee drifts to his right and just gets it. He puts it away. 1 out. That was a deep fly ball, but McGee was right there to make it. Here's Danny Heap. Heap is 5 for 11 for the replay. So far, he's done well when needed here at the plate. 1 out. The pitch from Cox. Heap hits one right to Herr. He gloves it. 2 down. And now we'll see Ray Knight. I thought Ray Knight was, when I saw Johnson, I thought Johnson was at third, but Johnson's playing short today. Ray Knight off to a good start, batting .361. He's got a home run and 8 RBIs. Cox on the mound. Here's the pitch, and Knight will draw a 2-out walk, so he'll see first base and bring up Howard Johnson. Johnson 4 for 14 for the replay. He has 2 RBIs. Knight at first base. Danny Cox will have to throw from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Johnson. And that's another walk. So Johnson draws a walk on ball 4. And now with runners at first and second, now the batter is Fernandez. Fernandez 2 for 4 as a hitter so far. And this last time he was up in that unbelievable game that I played last week, and I'm not going to even mention it. You have to watch these replays to see how that goes. But it was just an unbelievable game. What Fernandez had to do. Really didn't have to do much. But Sid Fernandez a chance to help his cause here with runners at first and second. But 2 outs. Here's the pitch to Sid. Fernandez hits a fly ball to Landrum. He comes in and catches it to retire the side. Nothing across. Bottom of the second coming up. It will be Jack Clark leading off for the Cardinals. Clark batting .227. He has no homers and 7 RBIs. Fernandez has been excellent so far. We'll see how long it lasts. Here's the pitch to Clark. Clark hits a fly ball to Dykstra, who makes the catch, and Clark is out. 1 down. And now Tito Landrum gets the start for St. Louis today. He's 4 for 9 for the replay. Yankees now leading Cleveland 4-2 in the 5th inning. Landrum steps into the batter's box. Mostly a right-handed lineup for St. Louis against the lefty Fernandez. Landrum gets in there. Here's the pitch from Sid. And he walks him. So a walk for Landrum puts a man on first, and now we'll see the catcher, Mike Heath. He is 3 for 25 for the replay, only batting in a 120 clip. Landrum, 62% chance, a chance to steal. We'll see what they do here. Here's the pitch from Fernandez to Heath. And he hits one high, deep to center, it's going, and it's gone! Home run! Mike Heath gets a hold of one and sends it right into center field. And Dykstra really had no chance on it. Mike Heath gets his second home run of the year, and the Cardinals jump out in front 2-1. And that's the second homer given up by Fernandez in this season so far. But the Cardinals take the lead. Now we'll see Terry Pendleton. Pendleton batting .204 so far for the replay. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. See if he can shake it off. Dribble it to Keith Hernandez, and he'll take it himself to make the second out. 2 outs, and now here's the Wizard of Oz. Ozzie Smith batting .267 for the replay. He's got 2 triples. Fernandez toes the rubber, trying to limit the damage. And here's the pitch to the Wizard. And the Wizard hits one right to Dykstra, who makes the catch and ends the inning. 2 runs, 1 hit, no errors. After 2 complete, Cardinals 2, New York Mets 1. We go to the third. We'll see if the Mets can get that run back. Here's Dykstra. He's 1 for 1 with a double. Cox on the mound. Here's the pitch to Lenny. Dykstra dribbles one to Tommy Herr. Should be routine, and he's got him. 1 out. And now we'll see Backman. Backman 0 for 1. He bats .340 against the righties. We'll see if Wally Backman can help the Mets out here. Here's the pitch to Wally. Backman dribbles one to Smith. Smith's going to have to hurry, and he is safe. Base hit for Backman. He beats the throw. Montreal and the Cubs tied at 1 in the third. Here's Hernandez. Hernandez flied down the right field line on a sacrifice. And he has a 7-game hitting streak going on. Backman on at first. Hernandez definitely a threat from either side of whoever, no matter what pitcher's on the mound. Cox from the stretch. Here's the pitch. Hernandez hits one into the outfield. He lines a single between third and short. Backman goes to second. Johnson will hold him there. And the Mets have runners at first and second and still 1 out. And now a chance for Strawberry. Strawberry 0 for 1. The Mets now got Cox in a jam. We'll see if the Mets can get this run back. Beautiful day here at Busch Stadium. As I said, 68 degrees and clear. Not much of a breeze. About winds 4 miles an hour in. Strawberry gets in the plate. Here's the pitch to Darrell. Strawberry hits a fly ball down the line. And Landrum's going to catch it in foul territory. And he gloves it. And Backman has to hold it second. So that's the next out. 2 men down, and now Carter, the batter, who's 0 for 1. Backman on at second, Hernandez on at first. Here's the pitch to Carter. Carter hits a fly ball to Coleman. Coleman's got it, makes the catch to end the inning. No runs, 2 hits, no errors. Bottom of the third coming up. 2-1 Cards. It'll be Danny Cox leading off for St. Louis. Sid Fernandez has to shake off the home run and just get back to playing basic baseball. Here's the pitch to Cox. Struck him out. First strikeout for Fernandez in the game. And now we'll see Coleman, who's 1 for 1. Fernandez looks at the sign. Here's the pitch. Coleman pops one up to Dykstra, and he's under it, and he puts it away for the out, 2 down. And now a chance for McGee, who's 0 for 1. Detroit leading the White Sox 3-2 in the American League, 6th inning. Fernandez gets the sign from Davey Johnson. Now McGee steps back in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. And McGee hits a high fly ball. but Dykstra is there and makes the catch to retire the side. Nothing across. We go to the fourth, still 2-1. It'll be Danny Heap leading off for the Mets. The Mets are using a lot of lefties in this lineup. That's why Heap is probably in there, and Dykstra. Heap 0 for 1. Cox on the mound. Here's the pitch from Danny. Heap grounds one to Pendleton, throws to first. He's got him, 1 down. No doubt there. And now we'll see Ray Knight. Ray Knight walked his first time up. St. Louis crowd settling in here, now in the middle innings. Here's the pitch to Knight. Knight grounds one to Herr. Herr should make an easy play. He does, and that's the second out. As I said, Danny Cox, a pretty good pitcher. He had a 2.9 ERA in 1986. Maybe one of those unsung heroes for St. Louis. Here's Howard Johnson, and he walked his first time up. Here's the pitch to Hojo. Hojo grounds it right back to Cox, who throws to first, and a very easy 1-2-3 inning for the Cardinals. Bottom of the fourth coming up. Tom Herr will lead it off for St. Louis. Fernandez settles back in on the mound. We'll see if the Mets can keep the Cardinals off the base pads. Here's the pitch from Fernandez to Herr. Struck him out. Second strikeout for Fernandez. And now the batter is Clark. Clark 0 for 1. This is the rubber game of this 3-game series between the Mets and St. Louis. Here's the pitch to Clark from El Cid. Clark hits a fly ball to left. Easy fly ball. Heap has got it measured, and he puts it away for the second out. And now we'll see Landrum. Landrum walked his first time up. Tito Landrum sets in there. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Struck him out. Fernandez gets the punch out, and that is an easy inning for Fernandez. Nothing across. We go to the fifth. Still 2-1. St. Louis leading the Mets. It will be Fernandez leading off. He's 0 for 1. Here's the pitch from Cox. Fernandez hits one. That's through the infield for a base hit. He's going to go for 2. The throw from McGee finds, and he is safe. Sid Fernandez picks up a double. And as big as he was, I'm actually surprised the action was able to get it, but it was nailed toward right center. It was very deep. Fernandez took a chance, so he helps his cause and gets to second base on the double. Tying run there, and now the batter is Dykstra, who's 1 for 2. I think Fernandez really almost might not. I don't know if that was the right thing to do, but the Mets get away with it. Runner Fernandez at second. Dykstra at the plate, 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from Danny Cox. Dykstra hits one to the outfield. That's going to be a base hit. It's a blooper. Fernandez rounds third. He will hold. Landrum actually has a pretty good arm. Fernandez will hold, and with runners at first and third, you let Wally Backman bat with nobody out. So now Danny Cox finds himself in a little bit of trouble, and now we'll see if Backman can go ahead and bring at least one of those runs in. Dykstra on at first, Fernandez at third. Here's the pitch to Wally. Backman hits a fly ball shallow to McGee. They're going to send Fernandez home, and there will not be a throw. Fernandez scores, and we have a tie game. Dykstra holds at first base, and the batter now is Hernandez. Dykstra, definitely a chance to steal here. Cleveland and the Yankees tied at 4. For those of you who watched last night's World Series game between the Astros and the Yankees, I got to admit, that was a heck of a game. As usual, Game 6s of any series usually are very fun to watch. But yes, as soon as I saw the ball leave Altuve's bat, I knew that ball was already on its way to Mars. Congratulations to the Astros. So we have an Astros-Nats World Series coming up. I think it's going to be more interesting than some people think, although I am calling the Astros to win it in 6. I think the Washington Nationals will win a couple of those games. Dykstra on at first here. Hernandez at the plate. I'm going to send Dykstra to steal. There's the pitch. There goes Dykstra as the throw. Dykstra is out on a close call. Nice throw by Heath. 2 men down, but Hernandez still at the plate. Here's the pitch to Hernandez. Hernandez hits a high fly ball, but Landrum is there to put it away to retire the side. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. New York Mets 2, Cardinals 2. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Mike Heath, who hit the home run off of El Cid earlier, will lead it off for St. Louis. Tied at 2 here at Busch. Here's the pitch from El Cid. Heath grounds one to Johnson, throws to first. He's got him. Heath is out, 1 down. Here's Terry Pendleton. Pendleton bats lefties better than righties. Fernandez on the mound. Gets the sign from the kid. Here's the pitch. And Pendleton has a high fly ball. He's on the track, and he makes the catch, and Pendleton is retired. Might have to find out where those things are here. 2 men down, and now the batter is Ozzie Smith, who's 0 for 1. Smith at the plate. Fernandez is trying to get done the inning. You were able to tie the game up in the 5th inning. You don't want to give any runs back. Here's the pitch to Ozzie. Ozzie lifts one to center. Dykstra makes the catch. On a great play, he had to die for it, and he put the leather to it, and that ends the inning. No runs, no hits, no errors. Still tied at 2. We go to the top of the 6th inning now. Got a good game between the Mets and the Cardinals. Darryl Strawberry leads it off for the Mets. He is 0 for 2 today. But Danny Cox has actually pitched a pretty good game. Here's the pitch to the Straw. Strawberry grounds one right back to Cox, who scoops it up and throws to first for out number 1. And now Carter. Carter is 0 for 2. Here's the pitch. Carter hits one. A great play by Jack Clark, who makes a leaping grab. And that was definitely going in for a base hit. And there's 2 down. And now Danny Heap. He's 0 for 2. Heap steps into the batter's box. Cox gets the sign. There's the pitch. Heap hits one to center. McGee's got it. And that's a quick 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of 6, still tied at 2. And Danny Cox will lead it off for St. Louis. He is 0 for 1. Fernandez trying to punch him out. And here's the pitch to Danny Cox. And he pops this one up way back there in foul territory into the stands. Detroit still leading the White Sox 4-2. Here's the pitch to Cox. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. 1 down. That's the 4th strikeout for El Cid. Now the batter is Coleman. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch from El Cid. Coleman hits one to center, and he's going to go for 2, and Coleman's going to have a head for a slide, and he is safe with a double. Vince Coleman gets himself a double to center as Dykstra tried to get it quickly, but not with that speed. He's safe at second. Go ahead run at second base. Here's McGee, who's 0 for 2. Every time the Mets and Cardinals get together, you never know. McGee 0 for 2, Coleman on at second. Here's the pitch to McGee. McGee hits one, that's through the infield for a base hit. Coleman will score easily. Heap fires it back in, and the Cardinals take a 3-2 lead. McGee held it first, no chance there to get him. And now the batter is Herr. Herr is 0 for 2. McGee definitely a threat to steal. Here's the pitch. There goes McGee. The throw to second. And McGee beats the throw very close. 6 stolen base from McGee. And he's on to another runner in scoring position for St. Louis. Tom Herr still at the plate. Here's the pitch from El Cid. And it's a walk. Herr goes to first. And now runners at first and second for Jack Clark. So once again, El Cid in a bit of a jam. Clark is 0 for 2 today. Here's the pitch to Clark. Clark grounds one to Knight. On to 1. And that looks like it's all. There will not be a throw to first. They'll take the quick out. So now 2 men are down, and the batter is Tito Landrum. Landrum is 0 for 1. He only bats 181 against the lefties. Sid Fernandez has got to get out of this inning. Runners at first and third. The pitch from El Cid. Struck him out! And only limited damage is done. 1 run, 2 hits, no errors. 6 innings in the books. Cardinals 3, New York Mets 2. We go to the 7th. Ray Knight leads off for the Mets. Danny Cox has so far done the job. The Mets have left 4 on base. Here's the pitch to Ray Knight. Knight hits one. That's good. Grounds a base hit up the middle. McGee tosses it back, and the Mets have the leadoff runner at first base. And now we'll see Hojo, who's 0 for 1. Knight, 47% chance to throw to stealing. I don't think I'm going to send him, though. Howard Johnson's got to make a good play here. Johnson at bat. And here's the pitch to Hojo. Howard Johnson hits one. That's into the outfield. It lines a base hit between first and second. Knight will hold. And now with runners at first and second, the batter is Fernandez. What do you do here? Fernandez has only given up 3 runs. He is getting near, but the Met bullpen so far has been so far really not that reliable. Runners at first and second. Fernandez is the batter. I think we're just going to try to bunt it. Here's the pitch to Fernandez. He's going to go talk to Cox. I'm going to do a bunt. Here's the play. He bunts it. It's going to be close. Clark throws to first, and that was his only play. Well done sacrifice by Fernandez. I really would like to get him 1 more inning. But Knight advances and Johnson advances, and now the batter is Dykstra, and that's who you want up in this situation with runners at second and third, and Dykstra's 2 for 3. He's doubled, grounded out, and singled. Infield is in. Dykstra the batter. Cox on the mound, checks a sign. A chance for Dykstra. Here's the pitch to Nails, and nope, we're going to see, they're going to give him a free pass. So they put Dykstra on first, and now the batter is Backman. And I'm a little concerned about that play. But the bases are loaded now, so now the Cardinals will go into double play depth, try to get out the inning. But Wally Backman is up. He's 1 for 2. Grounded out, singled, and flied to shallow right center on a sacrifice. Bases loaded for the Mets here in the 7th inning. This is a huge chance for New York. Got to get these runs in. Backman 1 for 2. Cox checks the sign. Here's the pitch to Wally. Grounds to her, and Herr bobbles it. He picks it up. He flips to second for 1, over to first. That's 2. They get the double play. Herr bobbled it. He picked it up and still makes the double play, and the Cardinals get out of the inning. Unbelievable. What a web gem. All bases are loaded, stranded. We go to the bottom of the 7th. The Cardinals still up 3-2. Mike Heath leads off for St. Louis. What a chance for the Mets, and that went by the board. Heath leads off. He hit the home run early. He hit the home run in the second. Here's the pitch from Fernandez. Heath hits a fly ball to right. Strawberry's got it and makes the catch to retire him 1 down. Here's Terry Pendleton. He's 0 for 2. Pendleton steps into the batter's box. A chance for Fernandez. Here's the pitcher, Mel Sid. Pendleton pops one up into right field. Strawberry makes the catch, 2 down. And now here's the Wizard of Oz, who's 0 for 2. A big chance goes by the board against the Cardinals. Ozzie Smith back into the batter's box. Here's the pitcher, Mel Sid. Ozzie Smith grounds one foul. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Here's the pitch again. And he hits one to center. Dykstra's got it and ends the inning. Nothing across. We go to the 8th. Still 3-2 Cardinals. And boy, that might just come back to bite him in the butt. And I thought after we bottled it, I was pretty sure we were going to get a run in. Keith Hernandez leads off for the Mets. Danny Cox has actually pitched very well. He's only given up 7 hits. And a couple of runs. Hernandez leads off. He's 1 for 2. Here's the pitch. Hernandez hits one right to her. He corralled it for a great play. 1 out. Her has done the job today for the Cardinals. And now the batter is Strawberry, who's 0 for 3. Strawberry settles in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Cox. And they walk him. So Strawberry goes to first on a walk. And now here is Carter. Strawberry a threat to steal. LaValliere is now behind the plate instead of Heath. LaValliere has a better arm. Strawberry on at first. Carter the batter. Hit and run could be interesting, but you got to get the run over. Carter will bat normally. Guarding the lines. Cox gets the sign. Here's the pitch to Gary. And they walk Gary Carter. So now the tying run is at second base with 1 out, and the batter now is Heap. That's the 5th walk issued by Cox in the ballgame. And Heap will now get to have his chance. He's 0 for 3. Another chance now for the Mets. Here in the 8th inning, down 3-2 to St. Louis. The rubber game of this 3-game set. Heap sets in the batter's box. Cox gets the sign. Strawberry at second. Carter at first. The pitch to Heap. Heap hits a fly ball. Landrum is there. Makes the catch. 2 down. They will not send Strawberry to third, and now the batter is Ray Knight, who is 1 for 2. Still runners at first and second. Knight's got to have a chance to get in there. He's got to try to make a play. Knight sets in. Here's the pitch from Cox. Knight hits a fly ball to Landrum. He's got it, and another chance for the Mets goes by the board. They have left 8 men on base. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Cardinals still up 3-2. It said Fernandez appears fine. He will pitch to Danny Cox. But I'll be going to the bullpen after this. Fernandez gets the sign. There's the pitch to Danny. And now they're going to bring in Jose Oquendo. So he's definitely going to be out of there. And Jose Oquendo bats .364 against lefties. Are going to do their own little chance, and they're going to bring in their own pitcher. And coming on to pitch for the Mets will be John Mitchell. This is going to be his first appearance of this replay. Turn these batters around, rather hit from the left side than the right. John Mitchell, in 1986, no wins and a loss. He only pitched 10 innings. He did give up 10 hits, a home run and 4 walks, a 1.4 whip. I just see if maybe Mitchell can get this batter out. Jose Oquendo, the batter, is pinch hitter. Here's the pitch from Mitchell. Oquendo, there it is, right through the infield on a poor play. Backman should have made it. Strawberry fires it back in, and the Cardinals have the leadoff runner at first. And here's Vince Coleman. He's 2 for 3 today. Mitchell gets the sign. And here's the pitch from Mitchell. And now they're going to bring in, the Cardinals are bringing Andy Van Slyke. The Mets will do their own count. And the Mets will bring in Randy Neiman. Randy Neiman will pitch to Van Slyke. This is a very important inning. The Mets got to hold them 3-2. Randy Neiman gets the call. Neiman, no record. He's given up 3 hits so far, 6.75 ERA for the replay. Here's the pitch from Neiman. It's a steal attempt. Oquendo is safe. That's his first steal and a run now in scoring position. Oquendo gets a stolen base. And Van Slyke still at the plate. Here's the pitch from Neiman. Van Slyke dribbles one, foul ball. Tried to bunt his way. And now the Mets are going to go ahead and bring in the corners. The outfield's going to be in. The outfield's going to be in too to cut the runner down. Van Slyke at the mound. I'm going to do aggressive. Here's the pitch from Neiman. He grounds one. It's a base hit. Heat fires it back in. It keeps Oquendo from scoring. So runners at first and third and nobody out. As once again, the Met bullpen just doesn't seem to have it. Willie McGee was now up to bat. He's 1 for 3 today. Randy Neiman is the pitcher. McGee a little bit worse against the lefty, so Neiman will stay in there. Here's the pitch from Neiman. And he walked him. And now the bases are loaded, and it looks like the Cardinals are going to open this up. As we're in the bottom of the 8th inning, bases loaded for Tom Herr, who made an awesome play to keep the Mets from scoring any runs. The Mets are going to bring in Roger McDowell to pitch. They'll move Herr to the left side. Roger McDowell, 1.35 ERA, no wins, a loss, 2 saves. But he is in a big jam here. The infield is in. Herr the batter. Here's the pitch from McDowell. He hits one. Foul ball. A frozen rope down the line, but just foul. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Bases loaded here for the Cardinals. Up 3-2, but they're definitely threatening. Infield is in to gun the runner. Here's the pitch to Herr. And he grounds one to McDowell. He throws home. Oquendo is out. And they get the play of at home plate. It was close, but they got him. But the bases are still loaded with 1 out, and now the batter is Clark, who's 0 for 3. Infield will go back to being in. Although Clark does have power. Bases loaded, 1 out here in the bottom of the 8th. Here's the pitch to Clark. Clark grounds one to Knight. The throw home. Not in time. And the run scores, and the Cardinals now lead it 4-2. And the bases are still loaded, now for Tito Landrum. 4-2 Cardinals. Here's Landrum. The Mets have already given up the run, so now they're going to get him back. Here's the pitch from McDowell. And now Clint Hurdle is now batting for St. Louis. He's batting .333 for the replay, 1 for 3. McDowell will stay on the mound. Here's the pitch to Hurdle. And that's a walk. He walks in a run. And now it's 5-2 St. Louis. And once again, the Met bullpen just cannot get the runners, anybody out. Here's Mike LaValliere. It's his first at bat here in today's game. McDowell gets the sign. Here's the pitch to LaValliere. LaValliere hits one. That's a base hit. That'll score a run. That'll score another run. Clark scores from second. Hurst scores. It's now 7-2, and the Cardinals have now blown the game open. And still one out here in the bottom of the 8th. Terry Pendleton will bat now. He's 0 for 3. It really doesn't matter which pitcher I bring in. I just think the Cardinals are just going to hit whatever they can. Pendleton will stay. McDowell will stay on the mound. Pendleton 0 for 3. Here's the pitch from Roger. Carter's going to go talk to him. And now the pitch. He grounds one right to him. They're not going to throw home. They're just going to go ahead and get the out. And there's 2 men down. Johnson steps on second. Hurdle scores. It's now 8-2. It didn't matter. Just get the out and get out of this inning. Here's Ozzie Smith. He's 0 for 3. McDowell with the pitch. And he dribbles one to Backman, who throws to first, and they finally get out of this. 5 runs on 3 hits, no errors. Cardinals 8, New York Mets 2. We go to the top of the 9th. It'll be Pat Perry pitching for St. Louis. 2.35 ERA, no wins, a loss. Howard Johnson will lead off for the Mets here in the 9th inning. Here's the pitch from Perry. Struck him out. 1 down, and now we'll see Roger McDowell, but we'll go to the bench. And the Mets will bring in Kevin Mitchell to pinch hit. He's 8 for 21 for the replay. Perry on the mound, trying to close the game for St. Louis. There's the pitch. Kevin Mitchell hits a fly ball, high, deep, and out of here. A pinch hit home run for Kevin Mitchell. That's his 3rd home run of the year, of the replay. It's now 8-3, but too bad they didn't come with anybody on base. Lenny Dykstra will bat. He's 2 for 3. 1 out here in the top of the 9th. The Mets have left 8 men on base. The Cardinals only 3. That just tells you that with players on base, the Mets just could not get anybody in. And trust me, they had their chances. Dykstra batting. He's 2 for 3. Here's the pitch from Perry. Dykstra dribbles one to Smith. Smith's going to throw to first and get the 2nd out. And now we'll see Backman. Backman 1 for 3. It looks like the Cardinals are going to take 2 out of 3 from the Mets in this series. Backman steps in the batter's box. Here's the pitch from Perry. He grounds one right to Clark. Clark will take it himself, and that's the ball game. So a tough loss for the Mets here against the Cardinals. They always play well when these two get together. It's always a tough game. Fernandez gets his first loss of the year. He drops to 2-1. Danny Cox goes to 1-0. A 5-run 8th inning really was the difference. And how big was that inning? Because Kevin Mitchell hit a pinch hit home run in the 9th. Lenny Dykstra was 2 for 4, but and Kevin Mitchell did get the pinch hit home run, but it just wasn't there. But the Mets, Sid Fernandez gets the loss, but the bullpen gave up 5 earned runs. Mitchell, Neiman, and McDowell just could not get it done. Danny Cox pretty much went the whole way. Pat Perry went ahead and closed it and did the job. Mike Heath with a big home run for St. Louis. So St. Louis gets the win 8-3 here. As you can tell now, the Mets are still tied with the Chicago Cubs in the National League East after 13 games. Boy, we got a long way to go, though. The Mets have another game coming up against the Cardinals. It'll be Ojeda versus John Tudor. It just tells you what I know about the schedule. I thought this was the final game of the series. It's not. It was a 4-game set. I really got to be looking at the schedule a lot better, people. Sorry, kind of embarrassing. So the next game will have Ojeda versus Tudor, and the fourth game of this 4-game series with the Mets in St. Louis. Everybody, I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see what comes on next. Until then, I'll see you next time.